In this question, we're going to look at another patterns question, and judging by the rest of the questions constantly talking about quadratic, we can safely presume that this is quadratic. But just to justify it, let's do a bit of maths on the side here. And so what we notice is the difference between the first two terms is 14, then it's 18, then it's 22, then it stabilizes on the second difference level and goes up by 4. Therefore, because it's got a constant second difference, this would be your answer for 4.1.1. Because it's got a constant second difference of 4, it's quadratic. How do we work out the general term? This would be a very, very standard normal question, and you want to check that you are totally fine to get these right every time. A lot of the challenge is just to be very careful along the way. And what you do is, what I've put here are set formulas. They're never going to change. And so we're going to start at the bottom because that's the easiest and it's only got one letter. So if 2a equals 4, then a equals 2. Then I go to the next level. 3a plus b equals c. This is 6, so it goes across, so b must equal 8. Then you go to the top level. A plus b plus c equals the first number I bump into. A plus b plus c equals the first number that you bump into, which is 13. And so c is 3. And so to put it back into its general formula, it will be 2n squared plus 8n plus 3. And there you've got the quadratic formula. Calculate the value of the 100th term. This would be considered quite an easy question. You're just subbing in 100 for n. And so that would just be, once I put that in, that will give our answer of 20,803. Now it starts getting a little bit funky for the next two. The first difference between two consecutive terms in the quadratic pattern is 110. Find the value of these two terms. And so what buzzes in my mind is they talked about the first difference being 110. And so I'm going to live my life for this question on the first difference level, which is the 14, 18, and 22. And so because I live on that level, I see that this is a linear pattern or arithmetic pattern. And so I'm going to jump to the formula for it being an arithmetic or linear pattern. A is your first term. Your difference goes up by 4 every time. So if you times that in, you get 4n minus 4. So it will be 10 plus 4n is your formula. And they're saying that the first difference between two terms is 110. So I'm going to put 110 in here. That then gives me an answer for n of 25. And what that means is that in the quadratic pattern at the top level, we've now worked out that the first difference happens at term 25. And so the quadratic terms above here would have been term 25 and 26. And so all we do is we just sub in, because they want the actual value of those two terms, we just sub 25 into our formula. So term 25 into the formula, and we sub in term 26 into the formula to get those two values. And when we get these two values, the answer should be 110 apart. That's how we'll know that we're correct. So we chuck this in our calculator and we get 1,453, and we chuck this in our calculator and we get 1,563, which is 110 apart, and so we know that we're correct. Last one is also a bit left field. Show that all the terms in this quadratic pattern will be odd numbers. And so what you do is, taking the number pattern, how do I show that this is odd? Well, if I take out 2 from these two terms that have n, then what that is telling me is that whatever term I sub in here times by 2 will always be even. So 2 times this will always be even, plus 3, which is an odd number. So an even plus an odd will always equal a odd number, and that's how you can prove and show that all the terms in this pattern will be odd numbered answers. I hope that you found this video useful. If you did, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Thanks.